Boom. Okay.
Do
Update
you
me.
want, okay, do you want me to update you on what I worked like the last week or two or whatever?
Whatever's
Where,
going to
where do
help
you,
me
where should
help
we
you.
start? Um,
Ugh.
I'm not sure, but I'm going to tell you anyways.
Okay.
So I wrote down, I'm going to tell you, and we should start somewhere. I wrote
Sure.
down kind of like, so I worked with a couple of people over the last October, November, December, several
Mhm.
people, and I wrote down notes of like what I liked, what worked, and what didn't work. And from that, I wrote kind of like, I don't know what to call it, a brand brief or whatever it is, and included things that like what I'd like for it to look like. Obviously, this is going to get tweaked over time, but I'll give you an example. Like one of it is like, I think that it's important that my time with the client has like a formal ending of some sort.
Totally.
Because when it, like, for example, there's someone that I work with and like he was busy and this and that, and it just dragged out. And like, I'm kind of, I have the time to keep waiting if you want, but I almost feel like I'm not delivering because you're too busy to buy the clothes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
And
yeah. I
like, I
deal with it
feel
all the time.
like that,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know how you deal with it, but like, you're going to have some of these people that are very like on top of their shit. And then you're going to have some people that are just like, flighty or they're just really busy.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
yeah, so that's one thing that I added. And then just overall, like like some of the stuff that we already worked on, like who's your target customer? What do you do? What do you want to do? What don't you want to do? Like all that stuff that we kind of talked about. I just put it all into like one thing. And I think that also is helpful because if I have a North Star, then I like know where I want to go versus kind of just be a little bit muddled. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah. Totally. Totally.
Um, I also wrote a little bit like my story, like my background. I don't know if you and I have ever talked about it, but I'll put it into the Notion just so you get an idea of like what my experience is like, what my story is like, etc. And maybe you'll kind of read it and be like, "Oh, I see some differentiators in here." That could
Hmm.
help. So I
Okay.
wrote that as well. I also have like just a bunch of content that I have in my Notion that I just never did or whatever. So I'll share that with you as well. Um,
You haven't executed that yet, but it's like on the pipeline kind of thing.
yeah, stuff that I just like either just have for a while, didn't, but like now that I think that I'm narrowing it down, like I just you can look at it. And then the one
Okay.
other thing is that I know that we talked about my offers, putting it onto one paper. I did not like one place online that people can go to.
Yeah.
I didn't complete that. I have notes, but I didn't complete that. So that's kind of
Okay.
like where I'm at.
Okay, so you've written some notes about your avatar, about your little bit of your
Their pain
backstory,
point.
pain points. You got content in the pipeline that you haven't executed yet, and that's where we're at.
Yeah. So the one thing that I have here on my notes that I realize is that, and I'll share the content stuff with you,
Uh huh.
is that I'm not sure how to do like so you tell me how this is done. So like of course there's like lifestyle aspect things that I can post on social media, but if you want to attract customers, I'm assuming you want to create content that has pain points.
Yeah.
No, yes. Okay. So
It's both. It's outcomes and pain points because, well, actually, in your line of work, it's gonna be both. What I was gonna say was sometimes if you go too far into pain land, you attract lower quality people because people that are broke, for example, they're what always in pain, right? So, but because we're talking about clothing, body image, things like that affects all things, all areas. So it's a little different for you. So I'd say a combined of the two. If that makes any sense, what I
So
just said.
I know that you had mentioned something like, for example, I'm just thinking back at some stuff. I know that is like a pain point for people. It can be very basic things like, why do you feel like you never, I'm giving you like really like low bar things, like why do you feel like you never have anything to wear or stuff like that is
Mm-hmm.
technically a pain point, right?
Hmm. Totally.
So
Totally.
so I'm not sure how to incorporate that stuff, but I think that once you see what I have, my story, I think it'll give you. I wish I would have posted in time, but I was working on it this morning and just
Is
didn't.
it is it vulnerable?
Um, a little bit. I mean, I could tell you what it is, my story.
It's up to, well, I
What do
do
you
want to
mean
hear
by
your story.
vulnerable?
I don't know.
Like,
It
am I
depends.
gonna cry? Am I ashamed to say it out loud? No, I'm not. Like I have no shame. What do you
Okay.
mean by vulnerable?
I don't know what I meant. I thought you were I thought you were never mind. Never mind.
Tell me what you thought.
I thought what you were gonna say was, I don't know, like something traumatic happened in your childhood or something and it
Um,
had to do with, yeah, I thought that's what you where you were heading. And maybe you are, I don't know, but it's up to you. You can share it with me right now if you want. But
okay,
actually,
so just a
do you
yeah.
want to share it with me now? Would that
You can read it later on if you think there's certain things that we
let me read it
should
later because
talk
there's a lot of
about.
things that we need to talk about. Yeah,
Okay,
if that's cool, if that works, if that's cool.
totally. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So um, we've got this content in the pipeline coming up. Um, you were talking to me about pain points and outcomes. Were you going to ask something about that?
Well, I think with that kind of content, like how does that get delivered? Like I'm a little bit more like unsure about that.
I got you.
But
What you know,
yeah.
I what I see you doing, and I know you've been posting some carousels like with kind of that white screen and stuff, but I see I see you doing more talking head of like in your closet. And I know we discussed that you were moving. Did you move already?
No, so basically I have doing some work to my home, some parts of it. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be like moving out to
Oh,
get things
okay.
done. So
Oh, I
I'm
see.
still kind of up in the air about it. For now, I'm here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Because like
I
living in
think
a house when you're doing work is really uncomfortable.
totally 100%. I I see you doing like a few things. One thing is, and I think we talked about it, and I don't know if there's a discomfort level, but you like doing some type of outfit of the day or some type of like easy outfits, capsule wardrobe, something where you're in the closet trying things on and talking about why things pair well with each other or why you're making certain selections. Like that's kind of like mid funnel content that I think would convert well because it'd be educational. We'd be
Explain to me what you mean by mid-funnel content.
mid funnel content is content that maybe doesn't get the reach that top of funnel content would be. That's a little bit more niche of a topic, like a little bit more higher value. Like in business, for example, like who wants to learn about funnels? Like high converting funnel that generates, you know, seven figures in sales. Like you look at the views on a YouTube channel and it's not going to be very high, but like someone that watches that all the way through, they're probably going to become a customer because they're very interested in that. That's very niche and targeted, like a specific funnel type of thing. So that's this mid funnel type of content. And
So does that mean styling tips? Like why
it
I'm
could,
putting together a fit the way I am?
yeah, it could be styling tips. It could just be like this is the outfit that I'm putting on today, describing the day, where are you going, what's the purpose? And so we get to see your mind work when it comes to
Mm,
clothing,
putting things
like
together.
putting things together. One of the things that I love watching, you know, for example, with interior design, you know, I want to see an interior designer go into a store and see what they would purchase, you know, so I can kind of see what they see. and elevate my own skills so I can start buying the right things, you know? And so that would be kind of similar to this type of video in your closet, or even you going into some of these stores. So that's one side of it that I see you doing. The other side is a little bit more top of funnel, where you do kind of a tournament style content. I don't know if you've seen this.
No,
TikTok,
what's that?
TikTok's been doing a lot of this lately in the dental, skincare, dental, like a ton of different industries, where a thing will pop, and I'll show you, I can show you an example of this. A thing will pop up on the screen, like water flossing, which is kind of controversial. And the dentist will rate it like rated or underrated. So
Ah,
you could do that with clothing or store, like certain brands. You've seen
so
S
let me
tier
see.
to F tier. Yeah.
Uh, S to F, what does that mean?
S
Do you,
tier.
are you
You
talking
haven't
about,
seen
because
that?
I, no, I think, so let me tell you what I've seen, and I think that maybe this is what you're talking about. Someone is sitting over here talking head. You hear somebody asking, okay, what do you think of Prada's loafers this season? And then you rate it or
Yeah.
those. Okay, okay, I've seen
Nailed it.
those.
Nailed it. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, I have seen those. What kind of industry was that in? I've seen it with like just anything. Okay.
Anything.
It's called tournament style
Fragrance.
content.
I think so. I think so. But fragrance, dental, skincare, like you name it, um, everything. So that would be interesting. And you could do it like the way that they do it, or maybe the videos you've seen are kind of very TikTok-y and very in your face. I mean, you can make it a little bit more aesthetic and, you know, brand it the way that you want to. The S tier to F tier, that's something that you can just look up, like designer brands, S tier, F tier. S tier is superior, and then you got A, B, C, D, E, or A, D, F, like a grading scale, A through F, um, like you would in school, where they rank certain brands. So I've seen lots of videos like that. So you could do that. That's more top of funnel. It's more clicky, more for
Okay.
views,
Shareable.
shareable. And I'd love to see that for you. You know, I'd love to see you kind of burst through
I've never
this
tried it.
bubble,
So
you know, and have some
bubble.
fun. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good idea. I'll look into tournament style content. It sounds like fun.
I can send you these examples. I'm building out this database of just tons of examples that I find in certain categories, so I can just easily dish stuff out, dish ideas out to clients. So I'm working on that. So I can send you some of those examples too, if you're, you know, not finding it or whatever. But either way, I
Definitely
can send.
send it.
Yeah,
I think I've seen some of it, some of that. I'm gonna check tournament style content.
totally.
What other, you said mid-funnel content would be more like when you said something that made me think, is it kind of like, all right, this morning I have a meeting, a school PTA, a lunch with a client, let's get dressed. So
Yes,
something that
love,
I can wear to all three things. Okay, so is
love.
that something that you're talking about?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
What shoe would take me to all three or to dinner? And then I have dinner after. What am I wearing?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Got
I wanna simplify things. I think that's hard in terms of execution, just to I don't know, based on your comfort level, skill level, like repetitions, like, you know, that gets easier over time. I think the content that
it.
we talked about initially, like these vlogs and stuff, I think they're good. I think they're really good. I think that might be harder to execute for you. I just want to get
Vlogs.
you I just want to get you going, you know, and
Okay.
really pump some stuff out, so we can burst through this kind of bubble that, um, call it like a plateau, or just like a view bubble. Like I want
So
to
to give
burst
you an
through that.
example,
Mhm.
I still want to find someone that can like do some basic, a carousel, for example. The carousels, these are just images that I've had on my phone. And I found this girl on Upwork. and I sent them to her and I was like, can you just throw them onto Canva to see like how long it would take her? Like if I can just like put it into Canva and have someone do it for it would just I don't want to spend 20 hours editing videos a week. I know that like a lot of people, including you, are like, you have to do it in the beginning, and I'm okay
Hmm.
doing some of it, but my time is not best suited. I don't want to be an editor. I fucking hate that shit.
I feel you. I
I'll
feel
edit
you.
some of it, but like
Uh-huh.
I don't want to spend 20 hours because 20 hours, I can make a ton of money in 20 hours. Why am I
Totally.
editing when I don't want to be an editor? So it's so
100%.
like it was I found this girl and I was like, can she do it? And like I just threw some things up in there and I had her do it. These are
Cool.
just things that I had in my phone and whatever. So like, is it something that I have to continue? No, but it was just me being like, all right, I gotta give her something to do.
Sure.
But yeah, that was
Sure.
kind of I don't know.
Sure.
I mean, I'm assuming you edit your own videos.
I do. I mean, it doesn't take me a lot of time. But
Okay.
you know, I it's debated. It's like it can be similar to hiring a copywriter in your business. Like you really have to like that's a challenging
That's
hire
different.
to clone your
That's very
voice.
challenging.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, it's a little different. And then you have like Gary Vee, who still does his own copywriting, and he's worth I don't know $500 million or whatever. So yeah, I go back and forth, but at the end of the day, um, the goal is to outsource it 1,000%. Yeah,
I think that editing is different than, like, for example, finding music. I don't even know, like, I hate finding music. I don't even know where to start. Like, it's just, it's time consuming.
yeah, yeah,
To, I mean,
yeah.
I'm fine doing some of it, but the reality is, if I am going to be doing a lot of it, I need somebody to do some of the nitty gritty,
100%. 100%. It's not your zone
some
of
of it.
genius. It's not a joy.
It's not. And I hate it.
Okay.
I know.
Okay. Tell me
I'm
how
good
you
at
really feel.
outsourcing, I'll tell you that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Well, as long as you know the strategy, like I try to promote, hey, it's annoying right now, but you got to see what I see, or you got to understand the algorithm, understand what we're trying to do so that, you can go and find an editor that has the same, like you now have the eye, so you can find the right person that has that eye, you know?
Right.
Like that's really important. Most people, and I say that time and time again because most people they outsource it right away. They say this isn't working. What's wrong with this?
No, I'm not
When it's
saying
all
I'm not
them.
saying I want
I'm
to
not saying
out.
that's you.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's you.
right. I'm not saying that I want to outsource every single aspect, but if I can have someone that I can like give some of the like find the music, put the clip together, whatever, like really simplify it, that would save me
Hmm.
several hours a week. I think
Yeah,
that's something to think about.
100%.
The last video I did actually took like zero. I mean, I really didn't plan it. I was basically trying on clothes that I have that I recently bought. And
Let me take a look.
um
Let me take
and
a
I was like, you
look.
know what?
See.
Let me
Yeah.
try it on. And I
Oh,
think
I
like
love that
that is
video.
I mean, it's only 3 fits, but I was thinking like that is a repeatable, really easy format because I don't have to leave my house. I can do that. What?
No, this is great. I
I can
love
do that
this.
with ties, gloves, color theory, anything. And it'll take me an hour.
Totally.
And I have a ton of clothes in my closet already. So it's kind of like but again, it's just something you tell me, like it's just something that I was thinking that it's easy. Um,
I mean, I don't think this is going to be very difficult for you to like build this business out. Like, what do people want? Do you have fits that they like? Oh my God, I love those fits. I want to be that. And then do they like you? And that's where this kind of video works. And then that like talking in the closet, showing your personality. Like, obviously
Right.
displaying that you know what you're fucking doing. Like, that's all you need.
Right. So
This is great.
that but that's like that's really I was thinking easy. And something that I also tried was I just posted a few links on Shop My and that actually translated to like I don't know, $1,000 in commission from like a few items. So that's another thing that I
That's a
was like,
lot.
I know, and I'm really surprised. So the thing is like this, I know that like I see what sells, so it's like really easy for me to post it. And I was like
Mm-hmm.
buying it anyways, but I do think that that's another source that I might not be thinking about. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because some brands are, I mean, I'm already buying it, or I can just do like something like that if people are already buying it. I don't know, but I have to think about it,
Okay.
or just do it and see how it.
Yeah, I mean that can easily be like, one post a week, carousel, uh, or a couple story posts. Very very similar in the interior design space, where they'll use either Shop My or Like to Know It, and they'll create those boards like favorite dressers, favorite coffee tables of the month, or they'll do
Right.
like actual room designs and place it on like a vertical Canva without,
Yeah, so
you know.
like that stuff is I get only because I've tried it and I was like really shocked by how many people bought it.
Yeah, that's
I think that
incredible.
was
It's
really
incredible.
surprising. Um, so
Well,
that's
that's why I
another
like
thing.
that Shane guy, my buddy, as some inspo for you, because that's his, like, obviously he's got a very moody aesthetic, but at its core, I mean, like, his carousels are just like folded up rude tees, axle pants, some shoes, like,
Right.
and people just buy the fucking shit out of it, like,
Really?
oh my
I mean,
god,
he's your friend, you know.
he'll sell out like niche brands for sure, just by
Yeah.
posting it once.
And just that's just easy. I don't want it to be just I don't want to become a link factory. I fucking hate that.
No,
But
no,
it can
I
be
don't
an
want that for
additive
you.
because I do notice that like people ask me like when I did post it, I don't know, it was last week, I was surprised that like one item gets like, 800 clicks and like 100 people will buy it. So I'm like,
Hmm.
that's not bad
Hmm.
for 5,000 people.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I
Um,
mean, some people, some influencers, that's their full time job. You know, they'll
right.
they'll make tens of thousands just from links. But I know you don't want to be a links person, nor do I think you should be.
Yeah, I just it's okay if it's like
But it provides value.
5% or
It
10%
does.
because I know people
Yeah,
want them. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it does provide a service by linking things and having a store. 100%.
Is there any, yeah. Um,
What were you saying?
is there anything else? Is there anything else I should write down that I think would like I should look into, like tournament style or
Um, yeah, tournament style for sure. Um, Here, let me write this down. So we did tournament style. We have, I'm just going to call it talking head in closet. And to break that down, like, what are you doing during the day to create X outfit?
kind of like something that I explained to you. Like I'm going to this play. What are other examples like that? Because that's just when I get dressed in the morning, I'm like, okay, what do I have going on today? I have
Yeah,
this. What am I wearing to go to all of these places?
yeah, yeah. And tournament style, that's like overrated, underrated. And you can do stores, you can do like, I don't know if there's trending like pieces, like a shoe that's trending or a handbag that's trending. Stores, trending articles. or I'll just
And
say
then it could
trending
just be like
pieces.
just me being myself in front of the camera and someone
Yeah,
talking and we could just laugh and like
100%.
kind of
100%.
like fuck around on screen.
I think fast content, there's something to be said about that, but I don't know. I mean, I just posted a 3-minute video and it's going to hit 100,000 views. And I was just talking for 3 minutes. And it was
What
about
were you
habits.
saying?
It was about habits. So, it's kind of
Right.
everyone loves
New Year.
loves a good habit on New Year. Yeah, for sure. For sure. but but still there's something to be said about that. Like, as AI slop comes into the picture more and more, people want real authentic, like slowed down type stuff. So I just say that to say don't be afraid to make a 1.5-minute video talking just because you're really inspired and
Got
you're
it.
lit up about a topic as you're talking about your outfit in the closet and whatever. Um, there's a place for that. So I think that's important, and that's that mid funnel that I'm talking about. Tom, who we've talked about before, all his
Mhm.
content is mid funnel. I've been trying to push him to do more top funnel, but he's nailed the mid funnel. He's got 500,000 followers. His views are not very high for the amount of followers he has, but he doesn't give a fuck. It's all mid funnel, so everything he posts converts very, very
When you say converse,
high.
they want to become customers.
They want to be a customer.
Explain
Yeah.
to me how top funnel, lower funnel, and mid funnel work in terms of customers, and like, explain that to me, just like real quick.
Well. Just think of it
In
as
business.
yeah. Think of it as awareness. Top of funnel is all awareness, and then you
Oh,
have basically, just to simplify it, you've got awareness, you have conversion, and you have super fan or repetition or retention. Right? That's the best way to look at it, in my opinion. Is awareness. They become a customer, keep them as a customer. And most people are
got it. So
just
becoming a
awareness
customer would be
customer.
not becoming a customer.
No,
Becoming a
most
customer would be highlighting a pain point, wouldn't that be?
yes. Yes. And shifting beliefs.
Believe. Right.
Yeah. Making them believe, I mean, there's a lot of things, but making them believe that they can do it. Because if they don't believe they can do it, they'll never be a customer. Um,
Mm.
Making them believe that you have a way that they haven't tried before that's better. That becomes your success path or your vehicle, in other words. So, like, maybe you've got a proprietary way of styling, just as a BS example, but maybe there's
So something
something
that
to be
I
said about that.
right, so something that I included in my brand brief, which you'll read, and that I see that comes up a lot, is that these are the customers that I don't think, not I don't think, like I don't just want to work. I don't want to work with people like this specifically. So there are some people that are they clearly have underlying issues in how they consume. They'll just buy a bunch of random shit for a life that they don't live. They're stay-at-home moms and they have 100 pair of heels. Like, where the fuck you going? But they have like no clothes they can wear at home. You'd be surprised. So lots of that stuff. And they don't want to actually try something different. So
Yeah.
they say they want, but they really have like unhealthy habits that have accumulated over the years. And I know because I've been there. So I have like specific like guide like ways that I've like stopped doing those, and like your problems actually get fixed. So people that just want to like just buy more shit and like they end up in the same they end up having the same problem over and over because they're not actually changing the fundamental of how they're consuming, like thinking, like having an actual wish list and not being impulsive with your purchases. Like there's a reason why. Like our minds crave novelty. Like you get a
Hmm.
dopamine rush when you just beep, buy. So like
Hmm.
very simple things. People think it's like, oh my God, that's I'm like, no, that's just like very, very basic. So if someone just wants to like not like if you have a client that comes to you and like doesn't want to follow your guidelines and just wants to keep doing things the way they've done before, you're kind of like, why did you hire me?
Yeah, I just fired a client recently
How?
that I had that situation. Yeah.
So you kind of get it. So like people like that, I don't want to work with them. Like I want to work
Yeah.
with people, and I know that there's many people that like I want to work with people that actually are like, yo, like I've been doing this for so long. I keep doing it, but something's not working. Like
Yeah.
those are the clients that I want to work with.
Yeah. And I think
So
you could
you're
hit
gonna read
them.
that in my brand brief.
I missed that last part. I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said that I included that in like the North Star brand brief thing.
Oh, okay.
Because like
Perfect.
I like sure it's money, but like I can get the money from another source. Like I don't wanna take on and work with people that are just like whatever.
Yeah. And
Anyways,
you want to work with the same people over and over again, if you can, as it makes sense,
right.
you know?
Yeah, so
Um,
you mean like seasonal updates and like stuff like that?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to have some
I'm
kind
not
of
sure
retention
how to do
offer.
that yet. A what?
Maybe you want to have some kind of retention offer,
Yeah,
you
so I'll
know?
give you an example. I don't know if did I ever tell you that I used to have a retail store?
I think you mentioned
I
it,
might have mentioned it.
but it was very floaty. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you're gonna read that in my background. So I used to sell high-end kids' clothes to people. Like, like Dolce, like really high, like anywhere from 60, $70 to like thousands. So my clientele were like people that spend a lot of money on kids' clothes, had a lot of kids, discretionary income to spend on designer clothes, etc. So I was
Damn.
talking to one of my very good customers. What,
Mhm.
damn, what?
Yeah, like
Oh,
just
that
spent,
I
yeah, like kids' clothes, like thousands of dollars when they just grow out of it. It's crazy. But yeah,
in like 6 months. Fucking insane.
yeah.
And she and we're friendly or whatever. She was talking to me about like how she could hire me. She hates shopping.
Uh-huh.
So like, but also like I know someone that has been like that has a retail store that has been sending her clothes. And she's kind of like a very easy person to just like she'll buy whatever. Like literally you'll have her credit card on file and she just like send me stuff. She's like one of those people. And kind of like
It's
I
great.
have so much shit, I don't even know where to start. So like I know that she and I were talking, she wants to know how she can work with me.
Uh-huh.
So she's an example of like how what a retention offer would look like. And I don't know how to structure that. I have a call scheduled with her, but I'm just curious, like what does a retention structure look like?
Mm. Okay.
Like how can I
Well,
work with her maybe like a monthly thing, I don't know, seasonal or
yeah, I mean, especially that's the people you want with a lot of flexibility in their spending. The seasonality. Like I would treat it as like what's the higher end version of I forgot what it was called, but Nordstrom did it where you get a box of clothes every month, like some kind of what I'm talking about, some kind of subscription box.
um those are actually really big right now because of gambling. You have been paying attention to
Oh
that trend, right?
yeah, that's right. The designer
Yeah. We are so far,
mystery boxes
by the way. Yes.
with
That company's worth
gambling
billions
addictions.
of dollars. Yeah, it's rampant. Like my husband has like grown kids
Uh-huh.
and they tell me like what the 20 somethings are into. And I'm
Uh-huh.
just there shaking my head, being like, I'm scared for my kid. Like
Yeah.
my stepdaughter was telling me that like everyone is gambling and like sports betting and it's like just normal. So those
Was
boxes are kind of taps into the whole gambling thing. Anyways,
Yeah.
I
Anyways, that's kind of just I obviously I'm on the spot. I haven't thought about it, but just like a thought or idea is what's the elevated luxury version of that? You know, is that like a
would that
with them? Yeah.
would that be like every season you get like um a way to like fill in the gaps and update what you already have based on your like body type and color theory and like all of that
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like put
Like
together
like
for
what
me?
if what if you put together like a Like you have a spreadsheet or some kind of intake form where you document color theory, tones, like their skin color, like what they don't
Right.
like all that stuff. Um, like
I could do it by this kind of, you don't have to have an answer right now. It's
mm,
something that we could, come back to. But this leads me to my next question, which I think I know your answer because you told me, are you still thinking?
yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm like in a really
No, that's
creative
okay. I can see that.
mood right now. I'm just thinking how you can like integrate like AI into this to, make your life easier, but also like give them access to something.
So Claude has the ability, like it can, like, for example, if I take the notes that you and I are on, for example, this call,
Mhm.
I can take that note, create like a bot in Claude and have that put in like all the input and have them create a shopping cart for me.
A hundred
But
percent.
also like I know what the brands are doing every season. Like I look at the runway, I keep like that stuff is like part of like the job almost, knowing who has what.
Hmm.
Um, but this gets me to like I wrote down retention offer, but this
Yeah.
gets me to like my next thing, and I think I know that your whole thing is like stick to your top tier offers, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because one thing is I've never sold my services on Instagram. You have to teach me like how to do that.
Yeah.
What do I say? Where do I like that's one thing. The
Yes.
other thing is it worth having like this seasonal thing that I was telling you, maybe at a not a $5,000, but maybe at like a $2,000 a season based on a body type. Let's say there's 5 different body types or whatever. I create wardrobes per season and you can buy that. Is that something worth doing?
You
And then
buy
like offering it on social media?
you buy a wardrobe per season. How does that like if I were to
So
be a
for
customer?
example,
Yeah.
um, I'm a 40-year-old woman and I'm in corporate whatever. And I don't have the time or the patience or know what to buy. My body type is like a pear. I'm an autumn. Let's
Yeah.
say if I
Sure.
want to do it by season, or it doesn't have to be, it could just be by body type, right?
Hmm.
What if I put together a wardrobe of like a certain amount of slacks, skirts, bags, whatever it is for that body type, and I mix and match it into a really cool catalog, and that becomes something that you could purchase online? Is that
Oh,
worth it?
totally. Yeah. Like per body type.
But that's not really like my high ticket offer. But if I sell that for, let's say, $1,000, would I have 50 people buying that?
But is that going to make them feel good by clicking on I'm the pear shape and buying that? Like as a woman, is that
It's a
is
good question. Some people
you know
love
what I'm
shopping
saying?
that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with hair. Like, there's lots of like fucking hot ass celebrities that I can think of that have like a pear body shape is just like a big curvier hip and butt, right?
I
But
gotcha. I
I
gotcha.
see what you're saying.
I
It
gotcha. Well,
doesn't
then
have to
I
be
like
body
that.
type
You
because
could
I'm
even
already, I'm already, yeah.
no.
No,
There's a
no, you
delay.
go.
You go. You no.
I'm
You
gonna shut
go.
up.
You go. I'm gonna shut up. Oh my god, the delay
So
is crazy.
I'm just thinking because I'm already doing that for people. I'm already sourcing. I can, like, when I know what your body type is, I already know, like, okay, if you have a small waist and like a bigger hip, we're gonna focus on things that has belts. Anything that's waisted, the proportion should hit at the waist. Like, this stuff is like in my, like, it's easy for me.
Mhm.
So, like, I'm just curious. I could try it. I could try it for spring and see what the interest level is. People
I think
might like being able to click and being like, I have an option of like 50 pieces I can buy under the price of $1,000, and that gives me the ability to have 30 outfits.
totally. I mean,
There's just
that could be your links game in a way. Like, you could make that your whole business in a sense. Um, maybe, as AI progresses, that's where I see this kind of offer turning into, um, where this AI bot is basically providing all that information for them, instead of having to look through, a catalog or whatever. But um, I do like that idea. My question for you is: do you feel like you have the one-on-ones, established? Like, have you built that bridge, right? Do you know who you're
So I
targeting?
haven't yet.
You've sold it on Instagram.
Yeah,
No, I know. I'm just making, yeah,
I've not.
making a point. Yeah, yeah. So,
I'm just reading off of my notes that I wrote because these ideas just came to me based on what I see people asking for on social. But
totally.
do I really know? So like the thing is, I do want to build out the tiers and like I know who my customer is and like I definitely need to focus on that 100%. And then you need to tell me like, how do I sell that? I know how to sell it when I'm one-on-one with a person.
Hmm.
Like that I know how to do.
Hmm.
But I don't know how to do that online. Like I know that you do it. I've seen you do it on stories.
Hmm. Yeah, totally.
So what would that look like? Tell me what the steps is that I need to do to get there.
Well, there's the simple way, there's the more experienced way, there's the advanced way. Like, there's tiers to this. The simplest way is basically how I do my one on ones, which is you have a wait list and you open it up at a certain time with a window and you close it down. And you do a series of intentional type of content, like a type of runway where you start talking about those pain points, start talking about those outcomes. You start floating certain case studies, testimonials. You build up that wait list, and then you release it, and it's a certain amount of spots, certain amount of availability. Applications close at X time, and that's it. And like, that's just the most basic, brain dead, simple way to do it. And that's the way that I would recommend you do it, at least to start. If you've never built a
Okay.
waitlist before, you've never put out that type of messaging where you're trying to
Hang on my
create.
pen cell.
I missed that. Would
Okay.
say that again?
I just spit out. No, no, no. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
yeah, I don't know how that would go.
Yeah, so it's really, don't freak out about it or stress. It's really simple, um, you know, and it doesn't require like super tech savviness either. Do you have an email list or anything?
An email, you mean, yeah, I have emails from people. I do.
Do you have a CRM or an email
No,
marketing platform like Kit
no,
or
I
Kajabi
don't.
or okay,
I don't.
okay. Um, So that's going to be our first step, is to put together that platform and connect ManyChat. You've used ManyChat before.
Yeah, but just for like, so that's another place where it's so cool to see what ManyChat can do.
Hmm.
Um, but I've never really utilized it. That's another thing I want to talk to you about, but I feel like I want to do the other stuff first.
And what's the other
Um,
stuff?
what we're talking about right now, the stuff
The
that,
content
yeah.
and the launch
Yeah,
itself.
just more about like getting together my offers on that one page. So I have people where to send them, a wait
Hmm.
list,
Hmm.
whatever we're talking about right now.
Hmm.
I mean,
Totally.
we can discuss that as well, and you can tell me how that integrates.
Hmm.
Um,
I would I
so
would
yeah.
I would get in orders of operation. Let's talk priorities really quick. Priorities. The first thing we have to do is, how many tiers do you have again? Two? Or did you say three now?
I have
I thought there was two.
three.
You do?
So the third one is really more of like a done for you service. It's the same as the second, but it's more done for you, where it's like if you don't want to be bothered actually buying the stuff, I'll buy it for you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's the only
I don't know if
difference?
that's kind of the only difference.
And do you like it? Like, it's not like a huge.
It's very easy to outsource. It's like the easiest thing to outsource.
Uh,
I've done it in the past. I don't like doing it, but I do know that there are some people that do not want to be bothered and they would pay a premium not to have to do it.
uh,
I
I would,
added it there. It's not like a whole new thing. It's just an add-on. Um,
yeah, I would treat it as an
you'll
add-on, as a like
right.
I would have two tiers, and when they fill out the application, like that's one of the questions. Like for X amount of dollars more, for only X amount of dollars more, I can take care of all of this for you, kind of vibe. And we can just start testing that and see how that
Right.
goes.
The other question that I had, again, you'll see this on the notes that I wrote, is people for dating should still be in the same box of like in transformation. They don't have to have a separate offer, right?
Um, yeah, I don't think so because our two tiers were like the full blown service and then a specific event, traveling,
Right.
you know, event thing,
Okay, because
whatever.
I
Yeah.
have noticed that people that are dating or like want to date or whatever is a really big pain point.
Hmm.
And those are a couple of people that like I that either blah, 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 that I have either worked with in the last few months. And something that's been interesting is because I have like other people that I just know and use as referrals, one of them being matchmakers, and they loved the intros. Like the idea
Mm.
where it's like, hey, we're gonna work together, we're gonna have like this whole thing done. And then I also can introduce like part of it that I again, this was just the last person that I worked with was um doing a photo shoot. I told them like who to go to, a photo shoot for like photos to put online. Like none of that like picture in the toilet with the toilet seat up on your dating profile. That shit's like bad. So like good photos that showcase who you are as a person, like aesthetically, but also like your interests. Introduce them to
Hmm.
somebody to help them set up their online profiles and then introduce them to matchmakers, like high-end matchmakers. I mean, those people charge like 20, 30, 40. Some of them like, K and
Yeah.
up. And like
Yeah.
a lot of these people like they have the money, they would do it, but they don't even know that it's an option. Because like when I
Hmm.
when I brought it up, I was like, hey, I was like, this is an option. I know you're a busy person. And they're like, huh, I've thought about it, but like I don't know where to start. So like I have like people that I have refer them. And I've also had calls with these matchmakers and they said that they would send me their clients. So it could
Oh,
just be a
cool.
good referral as well.
Damn.
Um,
That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so that's just
Super
um
cool.
an idea. But I guess just
That,
keep it in the same tier.
yeah, I would.
Separate.
I would. Yeah. For now. For now. We don't want to make so many
Right.
changes all over the place. We want to start really
Okay.
small, two to three at a time. But that could even be good, like carousel content for you. You know, like outfits I'd wear on my first date in my mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, or it doesn't even have to be an age, but like anything to classify because that the identity in that aspect's really important because mid 30s to 40, that's totally different vibe, right? Or maybe not, I don't know.
Right.
I think it is, but yeah, like whatever those classifiers are, first date, um, yeah, just anything that like what we talked about earlier, where we talked about certain hotels or a certain type of date. Maybe it's not a dinner date. Maybe it's maybe in the summer it's a walk and a coffee or something like that. Like any classifiers, I think would be great, and that's great
That are
carousel
niche and
content
people
too.
can see themselves in.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you could eat that shit up. If you once you get the execution right, and I think we'll keep working and tweaking and adjusting over that
Yeah,
over
explain to me
time.
what you mean the execution. You mean like the hook and like, is that what
Getting
you
the
mean?
hook, and then what is the formula of the carousel? If we're talking carousels right now, like is it you in an aesthetic spot in the house or whatever, and each one is you in that same spot, but the outfit changes. Same spot, outfit changes. Same spot, outfit changes. And maybe you
And
have
that would
arrows.
be like outfits to wear on like, let's use that as an example, right? Like
Hmm.
outfits to wear in your mid 30s on a coffee date, like now that, spring in the spring or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um, and then just wearing the outfit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Wearing the outfit. Trying to think what else.
Or a collage maybe of things that I see online.
I mean, you've probably seen a lot of those Gen Z creators or younger creators, talking about what to wear on dates and, how to be a hot guy, how to be the hot girl. And they'll
Yeah.
use like images from Pinterest.
Right.
They mention like stores like Abercrombie and Elwood and, just like whatever. Like, I don't know anyone doing this, or very few, I should say, in a more of a luxury space, luxury market. So you could take that on a little bit more as well
For
and do a
dating, you
similar
mean?
approach. Yeah, for dating, for the body types that we talked about. Like I know we talked about doing that in, or oh, I'm sorry, now I'm getting mixed up. We talked about body types in like the product, your actual product, but you could introduce that in like getting back to that green screen video stuff that we talked about. Um, or Hans. Remember Hans with the designer,
Yeah. So like
where he
what
had
to
the
wear
picture
as
above
a
him?
30 some what to
Yeah.
wear as a 30 something year old, etc. I think
Yeah.
that might be valuable for
That's
people.
super valuable. You got a pear shape, blah, blah, blah. Uh, and you want to impress on your first date. This is what I would wear, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Or you have X body part or X body shape, and you want to either increase the visibility of an area or decrease the visibility of an area. This is what I'd wear.
Okay, that's
Some,
different.
yeah. There's so many variations you could do. It's a bit overwhelming to be honest, thinking about it. But yeah, there's a lot. But I don't know. I hope this is helping. Just spark some ideas.
Yeah. I wrote
Get
down a
going.
couple of them.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Perfect. So priorities. Priorities.
yeah.
Content aside, you've got your tiers dialed in on a landing page.
I have to finish that. Where do I put that? Like logistically, landing page, where do I find that?
You could just do an application if you want and have it on an application.
I
Landing
don't know
page.
what that means,
Totally fair.
but I can Google.
No. Let
Whereas
me just
Claude.
no. Let me
Okay.
think for a second. What would just be good for you? I mean, you could even do something on Canva and have a PDF with a clickable button to apply, and then it goes to an application. You have an application, right?
But wait, hold on. So on the page, it just says the three different services, the same thing that I would find on someone's website, let's say,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it goes into like what the offer includes, and it includes, do you put prices on it? Right?
I would. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, and then people see what they're getting for
Hmm.
what you're offering.
Yeah.
Very simple. I've seen that as a website all the time.
Yes. I even gave you, I think I gave you even like a template to follow.
Maybe you did. I'm gonna double check. I'll check.
I can,
I remember seeing something
I'm pretty sure I
because I
did.
wrote out stuff, but I didn't put it onto like a landing page. Okay, I'll check and I'll put
I
it
can
on it.
put,
Do I add images?
well, the imagery, I mean, again, we're like,
It doesn't really matter.
yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I can
Like,
add that
just
later.
to give you some
Okay,
perspective, I don't even have a website. And like, people generate millions of dollars without a website.
I
Like,
know.
people run landing pages. Some of them have images. Some of them are just words. It all depends on the
Okay.
niche, the industry, all that. I think right now, just like, I think your
I'm not
typeface, your
getting caught up in the
font.
detail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Great. All right.
Yeah. I was
You're,
just
you're,
curious.
you already know what I'm saying. Okay. So we've got that. Tiers dialed in on landing page. Okay. Then we want to pick a CRM, or we'll just say email marketing platform. What email marketing platform do we want to use? That is important. We have, do you have any ideas of what you want to use? Can't
I know
remember
the
what to
ones
say.
that I hear about, um,
Like what?
like Kajabi,
Okay.
because it's kind of like all on one. But what's
Yep.
your experience using them? Do you prefer one over the other?
Well, Kajabi was great. I still use Kajabi for a lot of stuff, but they haven't been great lately, and a lot of people are leaving. If
Mm.
if you were going to come out with a course, any type of visual like product like that, then I would say Kajabi would be actually still a good choice because their delivery of products are really good and cheaper than like if you did something like Circle. Like Circle's kind of crazy expensive as you go up those tiers, and I've heard a lot of mixed things. If you just need email and you know for a fact you're not going to do like a course or a membership or anything like that, then you can start with something like Kit. So Kit's a good option.
Right, I heard of that one too.
The popular one with the ladies is fuck, I forgot what it was called. Let me look this up. Not Klaviyo. That's for ecom, really. You don't want MailChimp. You got Active Campaign. That's not what I'm looking for. You don't want that. What is the name? Kit, HubSpot, Brevo, OmniSend. Whatever. I can list it later.
Yeah, you can get back to me.
Not a big deal.
Um, you're saying for email marketing, is that some like where do you find people buy the most? Email or IG?
Where people buy the most?
Like your service.
Um, well, it depends on like your skill set, like some people's email lists do really well because they're really good at creating funnels and really like in demand lead magnets that people actually use, and they can just send an email to their list and fill up the spots that they need. Some people are really great creators, not as good at email. So a lot of the selling happens on the front end on Instagram. So it really depends. Like, I mean, what type of business do you want to run? Do you want to be able to just send an email and fill up 5, 10 spots of a high ticket service and fucking close shop that same day. You know what I mean? So like it's not about what's better or, who
I
sells
didn't
more
ask better. I
what.
was just curious.
Yeah,
Right.
it's based off of your skill sets, but I would want, obviously both is really important. And um, especially for the retention side of things and repeat customers. Um, email is tried and true for that, especially, and high ticket stuff. But your stories, all your customers are watching your stories as well. So
Right.
every single customer that I've had has watched my stories. So yeah, I mean, it's both. You want both. I don't think there's a better. I think they're different tools for different things. If that answers your question. But we need an email
So
marketing
CRM.
platform. Yeah, we
I'm
need a
sorry.
CRM. Yeah, CRM or email marketing platform. And honestly, then ManyChat.
Okay.
Like,
How would that integrate?
you don't even need a landing page builder. Um, you could use Canva for your landing page with a button to apply with an application, Google form, type form, things like that. You've got your email marketing platform, let's say Kit. So you've got your list. You would have people. You would create some promotional stories. Have people DM you a trigger word. They go to your DMs. It auto collects their email. They submit their email. It auto collects your CRM will send a confirmation email that they're on the list, ready to go. And then as you build out your runway for this open cart, close cart, you would send like a weekly email to them. It doesn't even have to be a newsletter. It could just be a valuable insight, tip, certain brands you're looking at. All the content that you create can be turned into value emails. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then as you get closer to your open cart, you have them apply. That's when you open up that landing page, and everything in the email will go to that landing page, so they can see all the information and apply. And on your Instagram as well, you would do promo stories, opening it up. You can apply now. DM me whatever word for the application, and you can have them apply on the front end. So both things are happening. You've got on the front end and in the back end where people are getting the application. You could also do it where you have to collect their email in order for them to get the application. You could do it that way, but I think to start, we can just do it as simple and as brain dead as possible. And I don't think you have to make it complicated. So that's what I would recommend. Is you've got your application. When you finally open up like 5 spots or however many spots you want to do, you let people apply on the front end on Instagram, and then you open it up in the back end as well with that email, with those emails that go out every couple of days. I will break all this down for you, so you don't have to. So you have all the
Okay.
steps, you know exactly what to do. Like, yeah.
I'm going to also probably tonight, tomorrow, send you the stuff so you can look at it. And
Okay.
then you just give me some feedback on it. Um,
What I want to
let me just
do,
see a few things.
let's get into flow with the content first, and then let's start talking about when you want to do like a proper beta. Let's call it a beta launch. Since it's your first one,
Okay.
We'll call it a little beta launch, a little test launch. It's an experiment. But let's
Do
get
you
into the
use
flow of
ManyChat?
content. I'm
Do you
sorry, say
use
it.
ManyChat to segment? Do you use ManyChat to segment your current customers into like who would be somebody that would buy from you? 'Cause I see like there's like options to do that and like what to sell them. But I know that you have multiple offers, so that's different.
Yeah,
Is there any other way I should utilize ManyChat is the question.
yeah. So I am not super advanced with ManyChat. Like I do things that are more advanced than others, but you've got the designated ManyChat coaches that go ape ape shit over like crazy
Right.
funnels and whatnot, where they'll do tags and stuff. The reason why I don't is because you have to. I'm essentially paying double for the same contact because if they are confirmed through ManyChat, they become a subscriber, which you have to pay for. But they're a subscriber in my CRM as well, so I'm having to pay more for that too
I
because now
didn't
I've
know
got double subscriber. Does that make sense?
ManyChat charges you per subscriber.
Yeah, yeah. So it can get up there,
What's a subscriber? A potential customer?
And no, anybody that like submits a trigger word. And now it's they have this new follow to DM feature. So any new follower, if you turn that campaign on, that's counted as a subscriber as well. So if you gain like 10,000 followers, in a week or whatever, which I not in a week, but like in a month, I gained, an extra 10K. Yeah, I'm like, all of a sudden my ManyChat bill is,
What is it?
double in
How much
price
they
or
charge?
whatever. It's
But what
it's
are they
not.
charging?
It was like a couple $100, which is
Oh.
whatever. But I mean, eventually, if I didn't delete those contacts, yeah, it would get up to like 1,000, $1,500 a month, which I don't want to spend. So it's just something to
They
consider.
probably
But
do it as like acquisition per customer.
say that again.
They probably view it as an acquisition for per new customer.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, that's what these email marketing platforms do as well. Like, oh, you've got, it's funny because not every subscriber, as you know, is the same. So when I started in this business a long time ago in 2018, I had a YouTube video go viral for these free LUTs. They're like presets only for video. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's like a preset. Like it changes the colors of your image for video. And they're really popular. So it went viral. I gained like 60,000 people on my list, but they're all, I didn't know how to create a proper funnel, number one, but they were also like, a bunch of starving artist type of people. And I didn't know how to monetize back then because I was just getting started. So I was having to spend, I got a bill for like 60,000 subscribers on an email list. I think that they typically charge like at least like 1,500 or a couple grand for that per month, maybe even more. It might even be like 4 or 5 grand,
And these
and then,
people wouldn't buy your service because they can't afford it.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, I don't need this. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. So, yeah. So you got to keep tabs on that stuff. So to answer your question about segments, you can segment, and you do want to create tags at least on ManyChat, and I can show you how to do that. But
Create tags. What does creating tags do?
well, you want to create a tag for when someone goes through a certain flow. So on an email list, when you have a opt-in, when you have, let's say, a lead magnet, you would want to have a tag for that. So oh, this person got on the list and they downloaded this lead magnet because I know they got tagged. They have a tag. If someone signs up for your wait list, they get a tag. If someone becomes a customer for a specific service, one of your tiers, they get a tag. You want to tag these people at all these different types of points in your ecosystem so you know how to, if you need to talk to a certain person but not talk to another person, you can create those segments. So for example, what entrepreneurs in the digital landscape, or honestly even in physical products as well, is they'll do a downsell launch. And a downsell launch is after their normal open cart, closed cart, where they will sell something that's less money than what the initial offer was. Well, the only way to know if they didn't purchase is through these tags and these segments that you create. So then they can just talk to the people that didn't purchase but were on the wait list. So they're obviously interested, but maybe it's a little too much money, or maybe it wasn't exactly what they were looking for. So
And they would talk to them via DM.
No, I'm talking email now. I'm talking email now.
Got it. Okay.
I'm talking email. You technically you could.
You could do it via DM as well.
Yeah, I think so.
I've seen it. I've seen people do it.
But I don't think you can create a broadcast message. Maybe you can now. If you can, that's valuable. That's very valuable. I'd be interested in that.
I've seen that guy Gannon. Do you know who he is?
Yeah. I like Gannon.
Yeah, he posted something that like, if someone doesn't, whatever. I mean, it's you're talking about email. Okay, I was just wondering the vehicle, the medium. Right. So if I decide, let's say in 3 months or in 6 months, whatever, to offer like a by season, by body type, I'm just throwing something, kind of thing that we talked about for whatever amount of money, then that would be something that you can see, like who signed up to want to know when it's coming out, and then who didn't buy, etc.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah. Now, the nice thing with, like, let's just pretend you're using Kajabi and you're selling a course. You can create segments in Kajabi where instead of putting the responsibility on you to tag them, they will tell you who's bought which product, right? So technically, you don't have to tag if they buy a product through a platform like Kajabi, but it's just a good practice to get into regardless, if that makes sense. So, and every platform's different. They have their own kind of language and abilities, or lack thereof,
But you're saying that Kit is just a good place to start because it gives me the ability to use email and.
Yeah, I've heard great things about Kit. I'm looking, because right now I'm in Kajabi and I'm using their CRM, but it's just not very advanced. So I'm looking at some different CRMs and email marketing platforms. And I know Kit is a good one. ActiveCampaign is a good one. There's one, I can't remember, but.
All right, doesn't have to be right now. I was just curious how you like it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't use it. I just know there's people that I respect and know and use it, and they really like it. So, that's why I'm mentioning it. But yeah, I think, does this this future plan sound good to you, where we kind of get back into the content, we start testing these things? I really want you to just really go in, especially if you have the time now, to really pump some stuff out. And as you're doing that, we start putting together this little beta launch for you to see what it actually takes to sell something on Instagram.
Right. I have no idea. I've never tried.
I know. That's why we got to do it.
The only time I've ever tried, it was free. So I don't think it was for, so 2 years, in 2023, I did a 2-year teacher training program.
Hmm.
Do you know who Jack Kornfeld and Tara Brach are?
Yeah, why do I know those
They're very
names?
popular meditation teachers.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I did something with them, and then part of it was that like you needed to teach in a group format, and I needed to find students somewhere. So I just found them off of social media, but it was free.
Mm,
So I pretty much just like talked about it on social media, and then like whoever wanted signed up.
mm,
But when something
mm,
costs money, it's entirely different.
mm,
Um,
mm. Well, yeah. I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. Sometimes it's easier when something costs money, especially a lot of money. It
I-
actually becomes easier. Um, what's going to help you the most? Like, do you want to like through this together on the call, or do you want to watch something and kind of try to do it on your own? Like,
what
what's your best
aspect? The
learning
setting up
method?
the
Yeah,
Kajabi stuff?
like for example, I could send you a screenshot of my many chat flow for you to copy. But if you were to look at that, would you be like, "What the fuck is this? Where do I even
No,
start?"
no. I feel like ManyChat is pretty intuitive.
It is, I think. For I
Yeah,
mean,
and
I'm a pretty tech savvy person, so it's hard for me to pretend I'm not. So I don't know sometimes,
right.
depending on the
Right.
person.
So, if you send me a screenshot, it's like takes you a second, and then I can try it. And then if I run into any issues, I can try going onto YouTube and or asking ChatGPT how to do it. Actually, I've
Okay.
been using Claude.
Claude's way
ChatGPT has been
better.
terrible lately.
Yeah, Claude
Claude is
switched over to Claude.
really.
Yeah.
I did. One thing actually, okay, we're at 5:18. I don't want to suck up all your entire Friday, but the other question, side note, is
Mm.
how did you train Claude with your language? Did you just give it your scripts? Did you
Yeah, so
how did
I
you train?
well, you know, luckily I have so much content out there. So one of the first things I did was I had my VA take every single email that I wrote in 2025 and segment it from the newsletter to a sales email for my VIP coaching to unplugged to, so on and so forth. And then we just pumped it all into Claude. And I put things in projects. Projects are super helpful because then you can give it instructions. And then I would use either Claude or Gemini. I think Gemini is pretty solid too, but I'll use Claude to write the LLM instructions for the project as well, if that makes sense. So not only do I pump as much content as I can in the project for, let's say, copywriting or email or content, right? But I'll have Claude also write the instructions for the project itself. So that's the way that I've been doing it, and I've had a lot of success with that. So, and
Right.
I th-
And
and
it
I
probably
you
speeds up.
yeah, and you can I know Gemini, I think Claude can too, like, and I don't think ChatGPT can, but you can just simply plug in your website or video and it should be able to read it and view it. Um,
ChatGPT does not do that.
ChatGPT does not do that. No, or
No.
at least I haven't had success with it. But with
Right.
Claude,
Okay, I
I
was
can
just
I can just
curious.
drop my website and it can read the whole thing.
Right.
So I don't know why that is.
Yeah, if you want to send me a screenshot of your ManyChat, that can help. I'm gonna go over our notes because I know that we talked about a lot of things.
Hmm.
How important is email marketing overall? Because I do not have any email marketing.
I mean, for sustainability, it's very, very important. To make quick cash, no, it's not important. So to build something bulletproof, very important. But again, like you've got newsletters, you've got funnels, you've got evergreen products, you've got live launches, you've got top of funnel content, mid funnel content. I mean, the list goes on of like things to do, can do, what to do. So let's just keep
A
it
lot.
simple. Yeah,
Yeah, I was just curious as a by the way.
totally. Yeah. Like there's so many things. Abundance of
I know.
creativity of setting up monetization through social and back end funnels and all the things. I
Right.
can pull
And
I
I
can
think that
pull
that's
anything out of my
why,
ass. Yeah.
and I love that when you actually segmented it by doing something bulletproof versus making money, because when I noticed how much, how easy it is to link products and make money, I was kind of like, holy shit. So
Hmm.
I kind of see what you mean by like building a brand essentially that has like longevity and has like a feeling and like something that people like versus just making quick cash.
100%. I'd much rather make less money and be in this forever than make a quick few million and disappear off the earth, which you see just over and over again. Like so many people make fast money and then you don't hear them ever again. Like where do they go? They're gone.
Like who?
It's like a lot of trendy shit like drop shipping, certain types of
Um,
trading, NFTs,
yeah,
like
that's a
they're all
good
gone.
example.
They're gone, or a certain type of content, like a style that like, you don't adapt your style. Like you're still stuck in 2019. Like you've got 400,000 followers and your average views now are 2,000. Like done, you know? So
Mm.
anyways, okay. I think we leave it there.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
What were we going to say?
I was just gonna say that I'm gonna review everything that I love that the notes kind of goes through everything that we talked about. I will post my stuff onto the Notion just so you can get an idea of what I wrote. You can give me
Hmm.
feedback on it.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes, please. Yes, please. It's time to create. It's time to be seen. Get going. I like I
Anything
really like
else?
that last video you posted. Big
And
fan
it
of
was
that.
like the easiest thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so much opportunity here for you. We just gotta tap into those right little formulas.
I just need,
Get that
I
going,
think that also
man.
the biggest thing is so funny, is also quantity. I know that quality is important, but I
Mhm.
think that also quantity, and I don't know what your take is on that, but it just gives you more data point.
Yeah, totally.
It's working. What are you about to say?
The quality thing is like some people need a lot of quality to improve their skills. Or I'm sorry, some people need a lot of quantity to improve their skills so that their quality increases, right? Um, some people like have all the skills and then quantity becomes a little bit less important depending on the amount of time it takes you to do a video. Like one of my clients, Sarah Snow, she posts no more than once a week
I
and she
saw that.
built
Yeah,
half a
her videos
million.
are masterpieces.
Well, yeah, they take a fucking forever. The downside of that is like if she doesn't nail it, then all that time for little payout, but usually she nails it. Um, so yeah, so there's nuance and thing, but to your point, yes, I think quantity definitely matters,
In the beginning, for sure.
especially in the beginning. Even like even for someone that's been creating for a while, has the quality, like more usually is going to be better for sure. But the idea that you have to create like 3 posts every day or like whatever they're saying now, 6 posts a day, 3 posts a day, like that's crazy. And that's just for a very, small segment of content.
But
It's
that's
like
also
yap
like if,
content.
and also if you have a job, like you actually work with clients, it takes time. Like you have a job, you're not just creating content all day.
Yeah. Yeah. But maybe we get to a
So
point with your business where you don't have a job. It's a business.
you mean I
It's a
don't
machine.
do client?
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
know. What would that look like?
A membership, a
Right.
report, you know,
I
like
do know people are very into communities,
community.
but
Yeah. It could be a lot of things. It could be a million different things. It could be software, you know, maybe you hire a developer, create like a thing where it takes all of the stores and what's coming out and your body type, and it configures the perfect formula fit.
let's get to
Puts
that.
puts it in a shopping cart. Boom, buy. Yeah, yeah. I know that's like down the road. But I'm just
Yeah.
abundance of ideas for sure.
Um,
Anything
okay,
else?
cool. No, I'm gonna read our notes, do everything, get started on what we talked about.
Perfect.
Um, okay, cool.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
Get after it.
Happy Friday. I'm
Happy
starving.
Friday. Me
I'm
too.
just gonna go
I'm
eat.
out of here.
Okay,
Goodbye.
bye.
All right. Bye.